Well, Broncos country, we just got some really sucky news, and this may actually give some explanation to the Denver Broncos' recent interest in wide receivers. According to a tweet from NFL insider Tom Pelissero, Denver Broncos wide receiver KJ Hamler recently underwent surgery after suffering a partially torn pec while training on his own. Hamler is now set to be out for 4 to 6 months. Assuming everything goes well in his recovery and he only misses the 4 months, he's got a chance to be ready to go for training camp. Unfortunately, if Hamler's timeline is closer to the 6 months, we may not see him until the end of September, beginning of October, and that would really suck. My heart just goes out to KJ, man. The dude cannot catch a break at all with these injuries. His rookie year, he dealt with hamstring injuries. Then in his sophomore year, after he was just starting to come into his own, he went up to catch a hospital ball from Teddy Bridgewater and ended up tearing his ACL. That was just a horrific set of circumstances that should have never happened. And then last season, he continued to deal with soft tissue injuries, especially the hamstring, and his knee just was never quite right after the ACL. And in between all of that, KJ lost his grandmother who raised him ever since he was 2 years old, so he basically lost his mother figure. Mentally, I couldn't imagine having to process all of that and then have to get yourself back on the football field. And then you have to deal with a bunch of outside noise about how KJ Hamler can't stay healthy and how the Broncos can't depend on him and he's a bust, yada, 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 yada. Well, you know what, man? KJ Hamler is a human being. I could not imagine having to deal with all of that outside noise combined with all of the pressure that's just building and building on you between the injuries and losing somebody really close to you. KJ was looking to bounce back this season, and now he suffers yet another setback. If there is a bit of a silver lining here, I guess, it is that the pec is only partially torn, so that should at least shorten his recovery. But still, man, you have to wonder what this means for KJ Hamler's future in Denver. As much as it breaks my heart to say this because KJ Hamler is so talented, at this point the team probably feels that any production they get out of him moving forward is house money. The team may have to look elsewhere to find a more steady presence as a speedy slot receiver. One guy I would definitely keep an eye on is free agent wide receiver DJ Chark. Chark had a really strong season last year for the Detroit Lions, and he can do a lot of the same things that KJ Hamler can. Although Chark probably isn't quite as fast, he is still a dynamic speed threat that can sort of fill that Tyler Lockett role for Russell Wilson. That was the role that we were hoping KJ Hamler would fill last year, and it was really clear that Russell Wilson struggled not having that sort of security blanket in a Tyler Lockett type player. Given that Russell Wilson's one of the best deep ball throwers in the NFL, he needs somebody that he can trust to be down there to take the top off of defenses. That'll take a lot of pressure off of Russell Wilson next season. Fingers crossed that KJ Hamler will be ready to go for training camp, and maybe he will be able to fill that role for Russ, but in my opinion, the team may need to look elsewhere to potentially fill that role. My heart just goes out to KJ, man. Broncos country is behind you through and through, dude. And whatever you do, dude, don't ever blame yourself for any of this. None of this was your fault, dude. You had no control over getting bad injury luck. You had no control over any of this, dude. Here's hoping this is just another minor setback for a major comeback. Alright guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it guys, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for continuing Broncos coverage. And for now guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host Gage Madrid, saying peace out.